why you're so passionate about this project.
About the Q Center? I am so passionate about the Q Center because it is something.
Yeah, sorry.
I am so passionate about the Q Center because it's something that a lot of people don't really know about. It's not something that you see on billboards all over town or something that you automatically say what it is and people know what it is and know how to talk about it. But it's something that can affect every child and every family worldwide all the time. Something as simple as going to the grocery store and your child getting distracted by a cool toy that's on the shelf and then turning around and you've already moved on to the next aisle because you thought they were following right behind you. That's really scary for a child. I was lost in Disney World when I was 3 years old. It was actually on my birthday. I got separated between a crowd of people from my mom and my family. And my mom had put her number on the back of my lanyard card, so I was able to walk up to a security guard and tell him my name, my mom's name, and show him my mom's phone number and tell him that I was lost and that I needed help finding my parents. So teaching parents and helping them educate their children on little things and little basic awareness skills so that in a situation like that it can be a lot less scary and they will know what to do and it won't cause a lot of problems for them. And they can be found as soon as possible because that's what we always want. We always want to reunite the child with their family as quick as possible. And today is National Missing Children's Day. And that is one of our main things, is just getting the word out there and teaching parents so that they can teach their children things to know in the future.
Sure. I mean, it's not something, like we said, it's not something that you really even think about. I mean, I certainly didn't think about, telling Ashton and Kendall about what would happen, and we try to keep them close, of course, but we never really talked about if you're separated, go here or here.
I always teach children that if they're in a public place, to stay exactly where you were, the last place that your parents or whoever you were there with saw you, because that's the first place that a parent is going to look. If you left your keys on the counter and you know that they were on the counter, that's the first place you're going to go look for your keys. So I teach children to stay right where they're at and to speak to a trusted adult, whether that's a security guard or a police officer or an employee of the store. And I always teach them never to go outside of the store and to stay inside, because the parking lot can be very dangerous for children. And if you're in the park, to stay near a group of people so that you can be found as quick as possible.
What kind of reactions do you get from kids? Do you feel like that's sinking in at all when you're telling them?
I do. A lot of kids, they tell me lots of stories whenever they've been in Walmart. And you know the part where all the bouncy balls are, and every kid loves to take a trip over there whenever they go to Walmart. And they said that they decided that they were going to start playing with one, and they turned around and their mom was already across the aisle because she thought that you were following right behind her, because usually you would be. But children seem to get a little distracted, and so I teach them little things. I recently went to Dixon Elementary School last week, and I was teaching kindergarten classes, and one thing that I found is that a lot of kids like to play hide and seek in the store from their parents. They like to run away and hide behind the clothes racks. And so a lot of kids told me that that's what they like to do. So I told them that they should not do that. If they want to play hide and seek, that they should go play hide and seek inside when their parents know where they are. And so little things like this, whenever they go into the store next, they're going to say, oh, she told me not to go run away and do that. So I'm going to be a lot more aware of my surroundings, and I'm going to be paying close attention. And so I hope that these little tips start to pick up on their day-to-day lives. And I think it will, because a lot of kids really seem to find it interesting what I'm teaching them. And with Jane, it helps a lot because it relates to them, and it's not someone teaching them, it's showing them things through Jane's perspective of what to do.
Gotcha. But so it's kind of sinking in to these kids. They're telling you stories, and I guess probably just even if you affect one child, I'm assuming that if you affect one child and they know now what they didn't know before, all this effort is worth it, right?
All the effort is worth it, getting the words out, because one little kid will be playing with their friends on the playground one day, and they're going to start talking about something that I've taught. And I have a National Youth Leadership Board that I have started on Facebook to hopefully get other teenagers and other youth involved nationwide in the Q Center for Missing Persons Safe and Found program, so that these little tips and things can start showing up on a nationwide level, because they are so important and a lot of people don't think about them. And so to get them planted in different parts of our country will help so much, and our main goal is to keep children as safe as possible. So yes, if one person's life gets saved because of something that I'm teaching, I would be very happy, and it would all be worth it.
One last question. What role is Jane going to play? Like, what is the purpose of her, and why is today's
Jane is going to be coming into classrooms.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Jane is going to be coming into classrooms with me and doing things such as parades and community events like festivals whenever they do come back after COVID. And she will just bring a lot of joy and make it a lot more relatable to the kids, because whenever you go to Disney World and you see the characters, it makes them a lot more excited, and they're not just going to stand there and look at someone teaching them. They're going to be paying attention to Jane, and Jane can help me teach these children and help them remember a lot more things.